Hello again, all you most wonderful and creative humans. I'm here today to show the first published coloring book that was made. It was made in 1879, so stay tuned and we'll take a walk through both of these books. If you watched my birthday and Christmas video as to what I received for gifts, you'll know that these were something that I had received. My son for Christmas gave me this book, which is the Little Folks Painting Book. It was priced at 1 shilling when it was put out in 1879. It's illustrated by Kate Greenaway, and there's a story involved also, and that is, I'll give you that gentleman's name who wrote it when we get to it. But opening this book up, and we're going to be as careful as humanly possible. The pages are already coming out, and this will be going into a shadow box as soon as I'm done showing it to you, so I can put it on display in my room. So the Little Folks Find Art Moist Color Box is a specially adapted coloring for Little Folks Painting Book, and it comes with brushes, and it comes with these colors you see here. I do not have the painting box. I wish I did. That would be neat to have as well. But it has like practical suggestions on how to mix the colors, how to paint in the book, and just basically the fact that you should be painting in the book because that was a novel concept at the time. You did not draw or color in books. They were for reading. So yeah, we have a frontispiece here that was already colored when you got the book so that you understood what you were supposed to do with the rest of the 100 drawings inside of this book. It has descriptive stories and verse by George Weatherly. That's the person's name who I could not remember. And it's outline engravings for watercolor painting. And you can feel the line work on the pages, which is very interesting. So let's get into the actual meat of this book. And I ask you to be patient with me because I'm turning the pages quite slowly. Because like I said, they're already kind of coming out. So we have a preface that just tells you that the book is essentially what its title implies, a book of pictures to be painted by young people. There are more than 100 in number, all are in outline, and all are especially adapted for coloring in watercolor. Okay, and it does show you that the frontispiece has been colored by hand to show some measure of how the rest of the book may be painted. So there we go. Now we'll just get in here. And there's still more information about the painting in the book. And this book does have some colorings in it. The other book that I'm going to show you has a much more coloring in it. But it has like little rhymes and verses and nursery rhymes and things like that on the side. And then it gives you the pictures to go with the words. And I know I'm not going to be talking a lot through this because I feel like the illustrations really speak for themselves. They're just absolutely amazing to see something like this was made back then for kids. I absolutely love these images here. And again, it's just very slow moving so I don't damage the paper. Now, I did look on nationallibrary.org to see if they had this book available for free, and they do, but it is a previously colored version. I thought it would be really cool if I could get a link to one that wasn't colored, but everything I tried, I did not find one. So that went out the window. I thought it would be very cool to be able to like let you guys find the illustrations and color them if you felt like it. But we're just going to have to be happy with looking. I myself will not be coloring in this at all. Just because I want to preserve it the way it is. I was thinking about it earlier today. For those of you who've been around a while, you know that I call my coloring book collection my line art museum. And right now I really feel like it definitely is a line art museum, having something of this quality and this age in my collection of coloring books makes it very unique for me. I thought about doing both books on separate videos, but I thought it would be more fun to see them all at once. So I went ahead and I'm going to do both in this video. And it's hard to believe or imagine that a young person, a child, would color these detailed images. They are so small and so very detailed. I think that a lot of us would even have trouble coloring them. But the stories match the pictures, like I said. So here's Hey Diddle Diddle, you know, and the dish ran away with the spoon, and there's everybody getting ready to run away. These gnomes, they're terribly interesting. I know gnomes are trending right now in coloring books, and I don't think these are the ones they are. And here we have little lessons where pride comes before a fall. So it's a whole story about not being too prideful. And this one's entitled In Search of Playland. We have Mrs. Mouse's Tea Party. That is absolutely too precious. And then we have the Little Cavaliers. Where Two Ways Meet and the Young Crusoes. We have A Rhyme in Season. Getting Up and Mischievous Dick, and both of these have a little bit of coloring to them. I love these images here. This one has a bit of coloring to it. And that is the end of the very first published coloring book in 1879 for a shilling. The next book I have to share is the Little Folks Nature Painting book. This one was also published around the same time. This one just has an added bonus for us. It's got writing on the inside cover. It says, "To the naughtiest spoilt child in Great Britain from June of 1887. So this is about 9 years older than the last book. And this is also Kate Greenaway again. And I don't know why that man's name keeps escaping me, but the same author is in this book as well, George Weatherly. So here's our painted frontispiece for this book, just to remind children what's supposed to happen in here. And also in this book, the preface is very interesting because it's not just for them to color in. There's actually like some learning in this one. So in the preface, it says the primary objective of this book may be expressed in a few words. It has been prepared especially with a view to stimulate and encourage in young people a truer love for and a more common knowledge of the common objects of nature. To this end, it contains a series of outline illustrations of well-known British flowers, ferns, birds, butterflies, and animals adapted for watercolor painting. It is suggested that, providing with these outlines, the young artist shall go directly to nature to ascertain the true colors of the objects and shall then color them to the best of their ability. So it's something that they can take out with them outside, find these flowers and such, and then color them in the correct colors. So here we have prizes and medals are offered to readers of Little Folks magazine who shall send to the editor the best colored copies of this book. So for first competition for completed books colored, a prize of £4 in money and a silver medal of the Little Folks Legion of Honor for the best colored copy of the Little Folks Nature Painting book, and a prize of £2 in money and a bronze medal for the second best book. And they've got the prize competitions divided by ages For one, you have to be under 18, then you have to be under 14, and the other one is under 10. So here we have some pages colored already. Like I said, there was a lot more coloring in this book. And this one is entitled Reaping Time. My Lord Red Admiral, excuse me. And this one's absolutely stunning. If a child did this, it's amazing. I think we would struggle even as adults now trying to get that much detail into something so small. So it's very nicely done. And here we have violets, and here's one colored. An old homestead, precursor to Teresa Goodridge work, I guess. Absolutely adore this drawing. Froggy's Lesson. Then we have the daisy. A little content, okay. And then we have the girls over here are colored. The kingfisher and the dragonfly. And there they both are. Poppies. The goat and the lamb. A caged lark. And here we have some flower samples. And someone has colored in the lark here on this page. And then we have our garden. Little Miss Primrose. The wood pigeon, the partridge, and the sparrow. The little crabapple. And here's all the fruit leaves. We've got my pets, which is a little bunny and a dog. A summer song. This is another beautiful illustration. The longest day. The Key of Gold. And then we have a couple more colored illustrations here. And another colored illustration of a chicken. As I've said before, these will definitely be put into a shadow box as a display item, because I'll have the video to look at if I want to see it, but I really just don't want to leave it open anywhere. Here's a white lily that's been colored, and here you can see there's a little bit of paper buckling because it looks like they did a very massive wash of Chinese white, like it's outside the lines and everything. We have the Race for Gold and a Choice. The Speedwell. And here's a few last little colored things onto the little painters. And then they show us that there's another little folks painting book called the Black and White Painting Book. And this one was interesting because there is a mail-away advertisement in the back of this one so that you can order your boxes of watercolors. And they've got one for $1, one for ½ crown, and another one for $1. I'm going to leave this open for a second so you can read through that if you want to. Or, you know, I'll just read it. The Shilling Moist Color Box in Japan tin with divided lid to serve as a palette. It has 12 movable pans of colors and 3 brushes. Then they have the ½ crown Moist Color Box in Japan tin with divided lid and enameled flap to serve as palettes. This has movable pans of superior colors with tubes of Chinese white and sepia with 4 brushes. And then the Shilling Fine Art Color Box in polished wood with hinged lid and hooks. And that comes with 12 cakes of watercolors and 3 brushes and saucers. And you can send away to get those. So that was the Little Folks Nature Painting Book and the Little Folks Painting Book. two of the oldest coloring books in existence. I hope you enjoyed seeing them. And until next time, friends, have a very colorful day. Bye.